Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Death Mountain Podcast. This is episode number 12, or however that looks in the camera. I think this is it. 21, 12. Episode 12. It's not gonna be that crazy long of an episode this week.
I warned you guys.
We got a couple of bigger events that happened, so we're gonna do a quick little recap of that. But we'll just delve right into it. Cut the funny stuff this week and get right into business.
We actually had a surprise announcement of a Pokemon Direct that
sort of hinted to a little bit.
Well, yeah, but it's pretty much no one really expected it to be like a week before E3 and stuff. So they just announced it and they're like, it's the next day. And so we got the Pokemon Direct, and it might not be what people were
Was it
hoping
what
for.
we expected?
No.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it probably was what we expected.
Oh,
was it what we wanted? No.
Yeah.
We were literally sort of hung out to dry essentially with this, which we kind of expected with E3 being literally right up on this thing's tail. But we're looking at a Pokken tournament game,
DX,
which
so
is
like
literally
pretty much
just
it's
essentially like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was now you might as well call it Pokken Tournament
Remastered
Deluxe.
Yeah.
It's for the Nintendo Switch, so at least you're gonna get that on the new Switch, which is kind of cool because the only thing I can see that I like more about it was you had to have each controller had to be different.
Oh yeah.
On the Pokken Tournament for the Wii U, one person had to use the gamepad, one person got to use whatever controller they wanted.
Yeah.
It made it really different. So I'm really hoping that we haven't really seen any information.
I actually have seen that. I'm sure it will support the Pro Controller.
It'll be the Pro Controller for sure.
The two Joy-Cons and sideways Joy-Cons are also supported.
Correct.
I don't know how they're going to pull that off.
Exactly. So I'm curious to see how that's going to
like,
work.
Plays like crap with sideways Joy-Con. From my experience.
So we'll see how that works, but it's going to be kind of cool because at least everyone will, no matter what, off the bat, have 3 controllers. And if they bought a Pro Controller, so everyone will, no matter what, have 2.
So they got and
you can play it anywhere on the Switch. So I guess it's kind of cool. It's a little bit more portable.
A little bit more portable. It's pretty much the same thing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
And if there's new Pokemon in the game too.
Yep.
So I don't even know exactly how do you even pronounce that. Decidueye?
Something like that.
It's probably literally knowing Pokemon nowadays. It's probably literally just an eyeball.
Yep.
I don't really know exactly what it looks like.
The new one.
So there's that. There's a couple of new support Pokemon, Litten and Poplio. I'm not entirely certain how to pronounce these
got to
names.
be newer Pokemon.
Half these people that play Pokemon games can't even pronounce the Pokemon's names correctly. So if we're being real here, the fact that I can't pronounce it correctly is not my fault. There's people that literally can't even pronounce Pikachu correctly half the time. So there's new battle modes, team battle modes, group matches. So they've added some cool new modes and stuff like that to the game, sort of just to be a refresh.
Pretty much Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Literally just
this is
like
literally
Mario Kart
what
8
the
Deluxe.
Mario Kart treatment got for.
And it's gonna be
$60,
of
course.
So it's gonna be the full price, no special, no funny business, no nothing like that. So it's not exactly the.
It's not the Pokemon Switch game you may have been hoping for a traditional Pokemon game on Switch. This isn't it, but it's a pretty good game. It just sucks that it couldn't be something.
We got our hopes up a little bit, like all this new amazing.
Even if it
stuff
was
in the morning, but
even if it was Pokken Tournament 2, that'd be a lot better. It would not remaster.
Not a remaster. So that's what we've got from Nintendo. They still have an E3 slot this year.
They do have an E3 slot that's focused on Switch games for the 2017 year,
which is if you haven't got the memo yet, it is June. We're about 6 months into 2017, so by 2017 games, it's this year.
But wait,
they'll probably delay them.
A wild Pokemon.
If they've learned anything from Ubisoft,
a wild traditional Pokemon game has appeared, but not on the Switch. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon got announced. They literally can't get any worse than that. Pokken Tournament Deluxe, and now they're just making Ultra Sun and Moon. They're apparently adding some new Pokemon.
Do you think Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon sounds worse than White 2, Black 2?
Honestly, I do.
Really?
At least those have
add
numbers.
A 2 to it. No, I think I like Ultra. It makes me feel special about myself, sort of like repaying another $60 for Pokken Tournament DX. It's just the same Pokemon Tournament, just on a different console. But you're still
Please, GameStop, misprint your ad again.
Yeah, GameStop, that was the best. GameStop had misprinted their ad, literally on release of this game, saying it was like $40, so people were taking it, everyone's price matching, because they said they'd stop honoring it. Well, it's a thing, so maybe GameStop will fall apart again and do that. Maybe they will with the DS game this time, and so people actually feel like they want to buy it.
Oh, people will buy this thing up anyways. They have such a massive install base.
Yeah, it's big.
But wait, there's another announcement. Virtual Console. Nope, not on the Switch. Virtual Console on the 3DS gets Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. That's literally it. It's just
that was all that they added.
They're adding that to virtual. There is one cool.
They already have red, blue, and yellow, so now they've added silver and
at least they do add the
gold
wireless features of the 3DS in, and it supports Pokemon Bank, and you can actually trade between the original. Is that what it says? I think it says the original Game Boy versions and the actual 3DS Virtual Console. What the heck? That's awesome. Oh no, never mind. Never mind.
No, that's wrong.
Yep.
Correct it.
I was like, there's no way. Okay.
Correct it before it's wrong.
What they're saying is Pokemon Gold and Silver on Virtual Console can trade with Red, Blue, and Yellow on Virtual Console.
Correct.
They all support Pokemon Bank as well.
Yeah, how'd you get a transfer cable from the 3DS to...
I don't even know. I thought
Anyways.
you can do it for the DS. But
wipe that from your minds. That's not true. So we got that on the 3DS. Barring the fact that you could have potentially been banned if you hacked your 3DS. If that's the case, rip to you. This Pokemon game is going to mean pretty much nothing to you unless you like.
They're going to pirate
games.
it anyway. Oh yeah.
Oh, they probably will pirate it. They probably already are playing this game. If we're being real, found probably a way to find some weird. I don't even know. We'll see. But yeah, the Pokemon thing so far. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down.
It's not complete thumbs down for me.
I'd say slightly.
Pokken DX is actually okay.
Like a 30-degree angle from the 90s.
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, meh.
So it wasn't exactly... The hype was there. The end result was not. So we'll see what they can do at E3.
Maybe they'll announce Pokemon Traditional. This is probably not going to happen. There's been so many Pokemon announcements at this Direct. There's 3.
I don't know. Maybe they're waiting. They're just doing this build-up thing. They like the big highs and then the immediate lows and the highs and the lows. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not exactly a huge fan of it so far, but I guess we'll see what they do.
Speaking of,
what they do from there.
I'm actually going to add something in that wasn't quite planned. Speaking of Nintendo's E3, there actually has been a potential leak from Best Buy Canada.
Oh, that was the best. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Best Buy Canada.
I just forgot that. Yeah, Best Buy Canada. Basically, they have
There's a hair in my eye.
The games that will be shown at E3 section on their page. And no, that was pleasant. But the games that will be shown at E3, of course, they had like Splatoon 2 on there. So some guy clicked on Splatoon 2, and I believe the numbers are 88 and 91. So he changed it from 88 in like the URL for like showing which title it was to 91, and it showed Super Smash Brothers for the Switch. It just said Super Smash Brothers, and it said Nintendo Switch. It was just a picture. I mean, it
was literally built into the URL bar. All you did was change a couple of numbers, which is how URLs work. If you didn't get that memo, changed a couple of numbers, brought them to a different page, and Smash Bros. Switch.
But yeah, so it keeps going from there though, because there's also I think Pikmin World.
Yep.
Pikmin World, which is the Pikmin 4 game. There's a lot of evidence that this could show that Smash is coming to the Switch as well, because Pikmin 4 or whatever they call it, Miyamoto said it was almost finished like 2 years ago. Pikmin World's been leaked by other retailers.
Pikmin on the Switch is going to be so.
And this is going to be a real deal Pikmin. And just the fact that also is in there, Pikmin World. And Smash Brothers Switch on the E3 section.
Yeah, so we'll see that. Keep the hype there. If it's anything like their Nintendo Pokemon thing, it's going to be a massive letdown, and it's really just a Smash Bros. Wii U.
And also keep in mind, if this does happen, Nintendo said the games that are going to be shown at E3 are 2017 releases. So that means we could have Smash Bros. On the Switch.
Holiday 2017.
Mario Odyssey is coming out there. They're trying to space out releases.
They'll probably do some weird joint thing with Ubisoft, and it'll be a broken game, and then they'll delay it 6 years, and then maybe eventually decide they want to release it, and it'll still be broken.
Think positively, man. This is Smash. Oh, man.
It's just a remake of the original Smash Bros. You only get 6 people or whatever it was to fight with. The same exact gameplay. Just Donkey Kong's. Yeah, so that would be interesting. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll let you know. The E3 thing is going to be huge. So we're going to have a ton of information with that, which is also why these episodes have been a little bit more lackadaisical and a little bit less information. However, Death Mountain Productions' favorite company on Earth.
Oh, by far.
Apple Incorporated. Or is that even their name? Apple Corporation, Inc. Apple Inc. Yeah, Apple Inc. We're going to call it Apple Inc. Rip Steve Jobs. Yeah, hipster.
No,
they're too cool to say Incorporated. They've announced a couple of new products at their
A couple of actual
Apple
new
event.
products. Yeah.
Yeah, actual new products. A couple that were a little about.
Yeah.
A couple that were a little interesting. We're gonna start.
Should we burn through the refreshes first?
Let's burn through the refreshes, and then we're gonna go straight into like some newer stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll compare it a little bit with some Surface products. Coming hot on that.
All right.
First off, I'm gonna start with my favorite from this event. My personal favorite.
Apple Watch.
No.
Oh.
The Apple Watch is pretty cool. I don't even know if it was even part of the event. All I know is that they are now selling MacBook Airs. Keep in mind, this is the MacBook Air. It is a re-release of the MacBook Air. Without the Retina display. Still have not upgraded to a Retina display. They still have not upgraded any other specs from this. It's still an 8GB RAM, i5 processor. And the only difference between this, and this doesn't even have to do with any like new Airs or anything like that. This the only one that they just released. They're actually selling now. Is a MacBook Air that literally just has a 0.2 gigahertz faster processor. I don't know if this is just going to be a bridge to get people's minds geared towards a MacBook Air, and then maybe they'll release like a brand new MacBook Air, Retina display, all that kind of fun jazz.
Yeah. They didn't even talk about it really.
No, exactly. And then these things just hit the store shelf. So it's a little odd, a little interesting, a little intriguing. I guess we'll see what goes on there, because this is just weird. It's only a 0.2 gigahertz faster processor, same cost, same price, same everything. It's the only difference.
There's a couple of the other MacBooks here too.
And these are going to be a lot more of a bigger change. We've got the MacBook Pro, which is the big one. He'll start talking about that.
I think it's just the MacBook Pro that also got refreshed. Yeah, so the MacBook Pro. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about here. It's starting at $1299, and okay, get ready for all this.
That's what the 13-inch starts at now.
Get ready for all of this new stuff. It includes an updated Kaby Lake processor. That was it.
Yeah, there we go. So we went from 6th generation to 7th generation.
Yep.
And it's the exact same cost. So that's about it. That's going to be for the i5
Better than nothing.
128 gigabyte MacBook Pro model.
Is the way to keep them from having to drop the price.
No, this is actually the 128.
I don't know.
I can't remember the exact storage.
I don't know.
It's either 128 or 256 gigabytes. We're going to be going from there. It's going to have all kinds of new things for the MacBook. Not the MacBook, sorry, the iMac. There's going to be all kinds of new things coming to that.
So we got the iMac.
The iMac and the iMac Pro.
Which we'll get into in just a sec.
Which is going to literally be, it's going to have, so the iMac is going to, we're going to talk a little bit about the processor, stuff like that.
The new iMac.
They upgraded the Kaby Lake as well.
Yep.
Which is the big one. USB-C.
That's important to me. At least they did that.
USB-C.
That's one thing they have over Microsoft, is they're actually using USB-C. So
it's also true over the studio, because the studio is not using USB-C
or the
yet.
new Pro or the laptop.
Correct. So that's a big jump. I'm curious to see if their new phones and everything like that are going to be the USB-C.
We'll see about that. I don't think it is. It makes so much money off of Lightning. I doubt Apple would abandon that.
Yeah, I agree. So there's that. The new iMac. Really, it's just an upgraded processor, just like the MacBook Pro.
They also have the Radeon Pro graphics, not the ones in the iMac Pro, but it's just the regular Polaris based Radeon Pro.
Correct.
560, 570, 580, that kind of stuff. And that's about it.
That's literally it there. And the iMac Pro.
Here we go.
This is the big one. This is the hard hitter. We're gonna start off. Should we start off with the price, or do you want to end with that?
We'll end with the price.
We'll end with the price. We'll build this up to the price, and you guys can determine how you guys feel about this. We've got the iMac Pro, which is actually the space gray color. It actually comes available in a space gray color, so you're not locked in with that silver color anymore.
What's really interesting, I wanted to point out about space gray, is I think it's a little darker than before, and the YouTuber MKBHD, which many of you have probably heard of, he has 5 million subscribers. He actually made a Dear Apple video talking about how he wants a new professional-based Mac, and then he was also matte black all the things, and
matte black would be
matte black. Close enough to matte black.
It's like a hybrid,
and
space gray and matte black.
It's a pro Apple product, so I just wanted to point that out.
We're looking at 8-core, 10 core and 18 core processors on this guy. We're looking at 32 gigabytes of memory
minimum.
Turbo boosts up to 4.5 gigahertz and up to a 42 megabyte cache on this guy. Or as half of you tech people out there call it cache, even though that's not correct at all by any means.
Page really quick.
So let's go to the tech specs page here.
We got more info in here.
Yeah, so 32 gigs, configurable up to 64 and 128 gigabytes of RAM.
Typical Apple, they're going to try to sell you on that.
If you put it to you this way, that MacBook Pro that we just referenced, even if that includes a 256 gigabyte flash hard drive,
SSD,
it's going to include 8 gigabytes of RAM and an i5 processor for $1,300. 8 gigabytes of RAM. Add 120 gigabytes of RAM to that. And then also add a terabyte solid state drive, which the Samsung terabyte solid state drives cost about $400. You add all this together, and then add the Mac sticker on that sucker. What's that going to come to? They haven't even announced it yet.
Oh yeah, with the 18
with all
core
the Mac
processor,
stuff, yep.
all the maxed out stuff.
This is the thing that I like though. I do like this a lot. Vega GPUs.
They still haven't announced any gaming Vega yet. They put Vega in a Mac. But that is pretty cool.
Radeon Pro Vega 64 graphics processor, 16 gigs. Huh?
56.
Oh, 56. Sorry, it's configurable to the 64.
Oh.
Comes with the 56 with 8 gigabytes of HBM2 memory. And then it's
with memory.
Upgradable to the Pro Vega 64 graphics processor that has 16 gigabytes of HBM2 memory. 1080p FaceTime camera. Pretty cool, I guess. Full HD. So that's a perk, I'd say. Most webcams are not that. Full native resolution, built-in display, 1 billion colors.
I'm pretty
sure
that's what it usually is.
Yeah, it is. Thunderbolt 3 digital video output. We got an extended desktop video mirroring mode, stuff like that. DisplayPort output over USB-C. And then VGA, HDMI, DVI, Thunderbolt 2 outputs are supported using only adapters, because that is Apple's favorite word. You literally can't spell Apple without adapters.
This is a desktop. It's
ADAPTERS.
I can't say it's.
No, you can't. No, you can't even spell Apple without adapters.
This is a desktop grade computer. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not an actual tower, but this is an actual desktop. Like, they have the all-in-one computers with all these ports, and they had to do adapters.
And let's now we're gonna go to the fun part. So, courtesy of Adapters Incorporated, they've given us the information regarding the initial base price of this iMac Pro.
How much?
$5,000.
Oh,
Yeah. $1,000.
Yep.
Starting entrance price. 8-core processor.
This is the base model.
5K Retina display,
minimum.
which is minimum for that. 32 gigabyte memory. 1 terabyte solid state drive. Keep in mind, 1 terabyte, like I said, at the very most, $400. And we're talking.
And the Vega 56.
$5,000 starting price. And like I said, 32 gigs. We can go up to 128 gigabytes. We can go up to 4 terabyte solid state drives. That's like a $1,600 thing. If you were to buy 4 individual things, $1,600. And then stamp that Apple logo on there. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see it. We'll put it to you this way. If we were to build a home desktop computer,
I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but an 8-core processor costs about $300-something.
Approximately.
And an 18, like a 16 core is going to cost like $1,000. You're going to have like the 32 gigs of RAM would cost about $200. The terabyte solid state drive about
$400 at the most.
Yeah, at the most.
I'd say probably about $300.
Yeah, I see them for about like $250 usually.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, but they're using NVMe, I believe, so that's going to be a little bit more. And they have like just the really nice like 5K display, but you can get like a 4K monitor for about like $300. It just wouldn't cost that much. I can't do it all right now.
Yeah, off the top of our head,
but
but yeah, we'd probably be looking at maybe $1,500, $2,000.
Probably less, honest. Actually, yeah.
I'd say probably about $2,000, including a monitor.
And the Vega Pro graphics too, maybe $3,000, but it would still be less.
Yeah, and so that's what we're starting off at.
Dang it, I really wish I had a build right now. If you want to talk to him, I'm going to whip up a build right now.
Trevor's going to whip up a build while I ramble on about Apple stuff.
You rant about Mac, and I'll
so
bring
I'm
my
actually going to do
one.
some comparisons to the Surface Studio. This is just going to be the technology that was announced and released back in October, I want to say.
Compare it to the maxed out model.
Yeah, we're going to go to the maxed out model, which right now is just the max from previously in October. They're going to obviously most likely make an answer to this. We're looking at a 6th generation, so we're 1 generation behind. We're still looking at Skylake. 32 gigabytes of RAM, but it's going to be an i7. Ultra thin still. It still has like that featherless, or whatever they called that, the hinge that you can literally lift up and down with like a piece of paper almost. Super thin, pixel dense display, 28 inches. It allows for the Surface Pen, keyboard, and the mouse. It's going to be included. You can use the dial as well. 2 terabytes storage, solid state. And then we're also looking at a 4 gigabyte dedicated graphics processing unit.
The thing about that graphics, really quick, I wanted to shout out, it's a 970M, so it's equivalent to like a little bit less than a 1060. So it's not going to be as powerful as the one in the Mac.
And they're using a 5K display, so that sort of makes sense that they would need to get a little bit extra power too.
Most of the time you won't need it unless you're doing like really, really intensive rendering.
So there's that. And it's mostly just as not an attacker towards the iMac, but you can get a quad-core 6th gen Intel Core i5 or i7 in it. We've got the solid-state drives. You can go 8 gig, 16, 32 gig RAM. So I was just giving you the most expensive cost, and that most expensive Surface Studio, most expensive, is $4,199.00. So we're already clocked in $800 less than the lowest end iMac Pro. With no end in sight as to what they could charge for that most expensive one. So that's going to be interesting as well. So just some food for thought there, comparing it to that. We've also got some new information. Give me a quick second to get to it. We're looking at the 10.5-inch iPad Pro being introduced. It's going to be 20% larger than the previous one. There's a 12-megapixel camera, just like the iPhone 7's got. Which is going to be pretty interesting. A 7-megapixel selfie cam. They no longer call those forward-facing cams. They call them selfie cams.
I love selfie cameras.
All of you people like to call them selfies. It supports USB 3.0 and has 10 hours of battery life. They call it, this new feature on it, Pro Motion, reduces the Apple Pencil's latency to 20 milliseconds, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. That's definitely a direct jab at the Surface, the Surface
line.
the Surface Line, Surface Pro, Surface Book. Now it also doubles the refresh rate up to 120 hertz, depending on what you're watching, like fast-moving videos.
That's like
still images.
That's like a first for a tablet. So that's pretty
exactly. Cool. So it's going to be available starting with a 64 gigabyte configuration, which typically is a 32 gigabyte configuration. Previous models, starting at $649. It's available to order right now. And all right, so we should be getting that next week. So keep your eyes out for that iMac. Now we're going to head over to Trevor, who literally just whipped together in like approximately, I don't know how long this my watch
fully compatible iMac Pro killer for the base model.
All right,
and the reason I compared it to the base model mainly is because that's the one that's priced, and anything higher than like what you get with that one really is usually not necessary, especially for what you need. We got the Ryzen 7 1708 core, probably going to be as fast, $300. The motherboard, $55. The RAM is about $200. Solid state, $265. I put a 1080 Ti in there because that's the closest I could really get, because they haven't announced the Vega Frontier Edition graphics card price yet.
And that's the 11 gigabyte.
So I threw in the 1080 Ti 11 gig card for $670. Rosewell case, $23. Power supply, 450 watt for $40. Windows 10 for $92. Wireless AC dual band for $36, Intel based, and a 4K LG IPS monitor for $300. What does that come down to? $1,975.
And that is a full, completely upgradable, mind you.
Oh wait, there's no keyboard mouse. That's another $10.
That is a completely upgradable desktop PC. It may not be as portable. It may not have that dope looking Apple.
Who needs a portable all-in-one PC?
That's true. If we're being for real, then you're not gonna be carrying that I'm gonna carry this $5,000 computer with me everywhere I go. That's not gonna happen. Or this $85,000 computer, depending on how this 128 gig model goes.
So,
but yeah, point is, this is nothing new.
You pay the Apple
in the world
tax.
of you pay the Apple tax essentially. Great products, yes, they last a long time.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt this is going to be a
absolutely
good
no hate on the fact that this is going to be a great product.
It's just overpriced.
Is it overpriced? Yes. That's typical of Apple devices. Will people still pay for it? Almost definitely they will. People love Apple. People love everything about it. So yeah, it'll definitely sell. Just be knowledgeable in the fact that
It's
you
the
are
best
most definitely
Apple
paying for
computer you can buy.
Paying for that Apple logo. Proven by Trevor.
Yep.
In a matter of 5 minutes by whipping together one of the best PC builds I've seen in a while.
I'll link this list in the description.
Yeah, we'll throw that list that we just created
in the comments.
We'll throw it in the comments. Actually,
I'll be
in the description. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll throw it in the description. So click on that. You can go straight to Trevor's current part list, courtesy of PC Part Picker. Also not a sponsor. But yeah, so we've also got a new quick thing real quick. We're going a little long, so we're going to try to get this wrapped up a little quicker. The Watch OS. We're looking at the Watch OS 4. So we got a new Siri watch face. We got new fitness coaching, because everyone loves being told what to do when it comes to fitness and losing weight and gaining weight and all that fun jazz. And you're going to get a couple more visual reminders. And everyone loved that old classic Mickey thing. Now we're going to get some Toy Story characters, stuff like that. So I guess fun little things like that. That's totally worth the $400 price tag. So you're going to get some music apps and stuff like that, just to make playing music a little bit more accessible while working out, stuff like that. New dock layouts, scroll through some more recently opened apps. So just some more, make it a little bit easier to use, more user-friendly, stuff like that. Just as the Apple Watches, even Android Wear watches, Tizen for Samsung, they're all still in their preliminary stages.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely been out there for a little while now, but they're still pretty fresh and new on the market as a new technology at wearables. So I guess we'll cut them some slack on this. They're just still working on maybe the next big thing.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what they do with that. We'll see what they do pricing wise on that. We've got some more Apple information. There's a lot of information.
They announced a lot of small stuff.
It wasn't really a huge groundbreaking thing like the Surface laptop, and the Surface Studio was not
Surface
big
Studio
thing.
is huge because it has a lot of features too, like the iMac. I don't think it has a touchscreen.
Yeah, correct. So there's just a lot of just news for this guy, for this Apple event. The iMac Pro is definitely probably the biggest thing in my opinion.
By far.
So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna go and we're gonna create a video for you guys. They'll just be posting random drop wise. They'll post back to back whenever we get them completed. One is going to be regarding all of the new studio information from the studio, everything that's out. The studio, the new laptop, the Pro, all of that, the information regarding those, as well as everything from the new Apple event, everything we know at the time of making the video. That way you can get the most extensive knowledge we have for
a full analysis, comparison, and just showing everything from both sides.
So you'll get a couple of videos there, maybe even one video. We haven't decided exactly how we're going to do that yet, but there's just so much information on this. We want to make sure that you're getting as much information to become as knowledgeable about these new products as possible, because when you're going to spend $5,000 on a computer, I'd at least hope that we know what's in this guy. So some cool things. I was definitely not expecting this much information from an Apple event. I figured it'd just be like a new iWatch, that sort of thing, or Apple Watch. But
yeah,
pretty cool, I guess.
We're going to talk about something else. I was like,
what else is there to talk about?
No, there's more, but we don't got time for that. We told you everything important.
Yeah, exactly. Adapter Inc. is doing pretty good here. As you can see, we clearly don't have Adapter Inc. computers on our
no
tables,
adapters here.
Also, a quick shout out to Ricardo, because I knew that he'd complain on this video if I didn't shout out to Ricardo. He's been our one consistent follower that consistently roasts every single thing we do. Has also consistently roasted our video dude Cody. He's had a lot of fun roasting that guy.
Oh yeah.
It's been interesting.
All right,
everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in this week to the Death Mountain podcast every Sunday at noon. Tell your friends, tell your husbands, your wives, your kids, your dogs.
Your toasters.
Not your cats.
Always tell
your toasters. Tell your toasters. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video.
If you did, give it a like.
So much information. Information overload.
Give it a dislike if you hate Apple 8. I gotta stop doing that. Don't give it a dislike for the dumb reasons like I say.
Yeah, no, don't do that, Ricardo. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. You gonna do your notification bell thing?
Hold on, I gotta say the comment below.
Oh, okay.
Subscribe if you haven't already. It's down there, as I've told you many times. If you haven't already, then
you probably won't.
You probably won't ever.
But we'd appreciate it if you did.
We at least you watch our videos, and
we know who you are.
Click that notification bell if you really want to be special, and beat me to the comments for once, and be part of the Death Mountain Notification Squad.
So I tune in next week, Sunday, noon sharp.
It's gonna be like right before the E3 events. It might be right after Xbox's E3.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have some great information regarding that. So we're not gonna cover anything about E3 in that episode.
Nope.
All E3 information will be in the episode right after that. So stay tuned for that as well.
We're gonna have an E3 summary, and then like I said, I'm gonna be covering. Hopefully, I'm gonna be covering stuff like as it goes on during the week.
Either live right after.
At least for Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Which is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Which is going to be the big information. So, yeah. So, stay tuned and stay classy, Spokane, because it's going to be a good one. So, you guys have a good one.
Peace out.